Hello, my name is Maxine Hersch and this is my GBDA 228 Assignment 1. I'm going to be analyzing Campus Pizza's website. So first, for the visual design and aesthetic, when you first land on the homepage, the first impression is unfortunately not great. I feel like the main title placement is kind of awkward. It's sitting off to the side and there's no clear visual hierarchy between all of the elements. I feel like everything is just kind of fighting for attention, like the text sizes, box sizes, the images, it all lacks structure, and the important information like the phone number could be more visible because it kind of just blends in with the other fonts like the Campus Pizza one. And obviously the screen size doesn't scale well at all because there's huge white borders on both sides and it's not a good use of space at all. And along with that, there's also the low resolution pizza image, the outdated fonts, and the color scheme, and everything kind of just feels like it's from the early 2000s. And it also very clearly says 2009 at the bottom here, so yeah, you want your website user to feel like they can trust your restaurant to eat at and all the information that's presented on your website. So with that being said, the site does make it immediately clear that it's about pizza, but from a design standpoint, it lacks trustworthiness and modern appeal, which is important if your demographic is largely younger people like students who eat here. So next, for the use of color, typography, and layout, let's talk about the color scheme. Red and yellow are classic choices in the food industry because they trigger hunger, but here they are used a little too aggressively. In the menu, the yellow beams with the text can feel harsh and unappealing, and there's no rhythm or balance in how the color is applied. And the typography is another weak point. They're all kind of outdated and they're not consistent, and I feel like using modern fonts or cleaner fonts with consistent sizes and styles would greatly improve the readability of the website. There's not much spacing either. Everything kind of is crammed or awkwardly spaced together, as you can see here. For example, the Campus Pizza brand name on the homepage could be center and for better visual balance. And for stronger brand presence, honestly, if it was in the middle, it would just look a lot better because that's how most websites do it. And I also think the payment information is overly emphasized on the homepage, and I feel like it's out of place here. And there is some call to action boxes here on the left side, you can see, but they're placed on an unusual side, and on the mobile version it is so hard to even use these buttons because they're so small. And also on the mobile version there's also the big white borders, so that is also outdated. And these actions are actually easy to spot, and the actions, I mean the call to action boxes, they're easy to spot, but compared to the competitors, these should be immediately visible above the fold, which the website also does not have, which could be added, but yeah. Images and text also don't work super well on the main page in my opinion, because the images of pizza distract the eye from the text rather than support it. And the images are just so busy and large, and the quality of these images are also very weak, and it makes the site seem even more old. The font styling as well, everything just kind of seems quite old. Instead, the pizza image should be in a content box or sectioned away for a cleaner and more organized look. So for visual organization and graphical elements, the site tries to use boxed sections, especially in the specials area, which is a good start, but most of the website has no content sections to organize it. The specials pages uses a red font well to bring attention to pricing and pizza types, which are more important details. They also divide them with yellow boxes, which helps you distinguish them. But overall the design is quite generic. Special 1 and Special 2 in the special section lack character and creativity. Compared to competitors, they could be called something different, and there is quite an overuse of certain elements like the yellow boxes, which can make the site seem quite old and immature. And yeah, other than that, the hand-drawn map in the contact section is a serious visual misstep. It's not very professional and could be easily replaced with a Google map. And more white space in general, just to highlight important elements because there's not much white space. And yeah, using techniques like columns, alternating text and images, or adding clear headings and spacing would help the layout a lot. So for the website usability, user-friendliness basically refers to how easy and intuitive a website or any product is for people to use. So the website technically gets the job done, but it feels really basic. There aren't many pages to click through, so it comes off as super simple and kind of unfinished. It's relatively easy to find the menu, phone number, and hours, which are the core functions. The website lacks complexity though, because There's not that many pages to click on, and it is very simple. There are other major usability gaps, like there's no online ordering, it's not clear whether delivery is even available, and there is no customer review section. And the website is not secure, as shown by the missing SSL certificate in the browser bar. And the small email in the Contact Us section is hard to see and lacks any visual emphasis to make it stand out at all. There's also not much scroll space on the homepage, which limits flexibility for layout and content placement. And for clarity of purpose, the website's main intent seems to be prioritizing access to phone number, menu, and hours. However, the design fails to prioritize these elements visually because of font color, sizing, and effects. The menu contains accurate information but is poorly designed in my opinion. Prices and dish names are crowded together, divider lines and spacing are inconsistent, and no images or descriptions to help sell menu items. While there aren't many technical errors like broken links, the site suffers from many structural and functional issues. By just looking at it, you can tell that it is quite old. The website is not secure on the top like I mentioned, and you can see how outdated it is on the bottom. For the ease of navigation, I would say that navigation is quite limited and unclear. There is no navigation bar, footer menu, and no clear structure to find sections, because they're just kind of floating around, like they should be at the top. Overall, it just feels quite basic because there aren't many pages to click through, so it comes off as super simple and kind of unfinished. Not much depth with the use of buttons or any other elements. So for content quality and communication, the tone is casual but not friendly. It lacks any personality that might make Campus Pizza stand out in a competitive university town. All the text is just kind of basic and generic. Like on the homepage, the slogan works but not memorable. The Contact Us page is also limited. There's no staff, no photos of people, and no clear personality behind the business. Adding things like customer testimonials or photos of the team would help bring some personality to the page and make the business feel more real and trustworthy. It's hard to get a sense of what the Campus Pizza experience is really like, or who Campus Pizza really is, like who's really behind all of this. There's no name or anything. Yeah, so for usefulness, clarity, and informativeness of content, the content is limited and bare bones. Users are not clearly told that delivery is available, and there's not really many promotional deals. Actually, there's not any. No loyalty programs or no special offers. There's no help sections for new or returning customers either. The website is not aligned with modern business goals. There's no online ordering system, no social media links, which is a big thing, and no real customer engagement tools like newsletter signups or rewards programs or anything like that. So for my final thoughts, I would say, to summarize, the Campus Pizza website does deliver basic functionality, but the overall design is outdated, unprofessional, and uninspiring. For a business that serves university students, a modern, mobile-friendly, and engaging design is important. A redesign of this website would not only improve aesthetics, but also build trust, improve conversion, and enhance the brand image. Thank you.